Reality. Reality receipts.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. Happy Thanksgiving if you're in the U.S. If you're not like me, it's just a regular Thursday. So happy Thursday, which we still have a little treat for everybody, not
Yeah.
just our Thanksgiving celebrators, but if you are celebrating, happy Thanksgiving. And we don't really have a plan today. We just came on here to chat and give you guys a little treat, give some tea that we haven't had time to get to in our episodes lately. And we put out an AMA, so we have lots of fun questions, which I haven't showed Ricky yet, so she's going to be surprised. So,
Yeah.
are you excited for Thanksgiving?
I am excited for Thanksgiving. I am on mac and cheese duty, so if you know anything about Thanksgiving, mac and
good.
cheese is the dish. And the most important person on Thanksgiving brings the mac and cheese. That is me. I got put on the task like maybe 4 years ago, and I took it so serious, scoured the ends of the earth, finding the best recipe, and I finally mastered it. So I'm actually gonna make a TikTok about it. I'm very nervous because a bitch is not a cook. I am not a cook, but I swear by this mac and cheese recipe. So
I
I'm
have an
the mac and cheese.
important question. Is it
Yes.
spicy?
No, it is not spicy. No, it is
To
not.
me, it probably would be.
It might be spicy to you because she has a very low spice tolerance. It does
We
have
learned
pepper
this.
in it. It does have pepper
Okay.
in it, so you might
And
think spicy.
it has oh wait, we talked about this before, like a long time ago, but the breadcrumbs is a yes or a no? It's a
An
no.
absolute fuck no, Ashley. Do
Okay.
not
I don't do it. I don't. I just saw
don't put
some people
breadcrumbs.
online doing it. No
Yeah, no,
breadcrumbs.
no breadcrumbs. Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I won't ask you to spoil your recipe because we can come and watch your TikTok and find out. But no breadcrumbs,
No
a little
breadcrumbs.
pepper, a little spice. So
A lot. There's seasoning in it, so there
okay.
are seasonings. There's onion powder, garlic powder, pepper,
It's
paprika. Onion. Yeah, I think I said onion powder already, but yes, we season it. Chicken
love
bouillon,
it.
like we season it. Yeah.
Oh, it sounds delicious. And who are you gonna celebrate with? Your fam?
My family, yes. So we are all going to my mom's house. The celebration has gotten much smaller because everyone used to come, like my grandmother, my uncle, my aunt, all of my cousins. But now that my cousins are married, they go to their spouses' homes. So
Yeah.
sometimes my mom, my uncle and aunt from, my mom's side will stop by. Sometimes they won't. Um, we might actually go out to Orange County because my grandmother is out there. She's 89. We don't know if she can take the drive to my mom's house. So we're going
Mhm.
to figure that out today. We'll just take all the food up there. So
Do you have any traditions, like a certain movie you watch, or do you go shopping on Black Friday? Like, what do you do besides eating?
And we just eat all day. We
Nice.
eat,
That sounds
nap, wake
perfect.
up, and nap, wake up, eat again, like repeats. That's what we do. So,
And
we
is
do,
it
wait, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it early? Like, do you eat at, like, noon or
We eat
okay.
early. We eat early. So we eat at like 2 or 3. Yeah, like it's like
Nice.
maybe yeah, like 3 sometimes. 4 is like a late start. I don't know. Some people wait till like actual dinner time, like
Yeah.
7. We don't. Like everything's
No.
done and ready to go and we eat by 4 and then you just eat, nap, wake up. Yeah,
Go
wake up.
back for seconds and thirds.
Yep, we might play a game or something like that, but again, since it's much smaller now, it's just like the immediate family. It might
Mhm.
look a little different if we go to Orange County to my grandma's because that would be the first time we've ever done that, but we'll see with, like, her health if she can, like, make it to my mom, so that would be
Yeah.
nice.
Nice.
But yeah, and I don't know, I feel like Black Friday is not like what it used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not what it used to be, like, you used to actually get deals and steals, not so much anymore. I feel like the stores just hike up the prices and then give you a discount on
Mhm.
the price, so you're really not getting much. Do you do any Black Friday shopping? You have to get your Nespresso machine.
Yes,
Well
I saw, like, an ad that it was, like, 25% off or something because Ricky's
mhm,
always raving about hers. I meant to get one last Christmas and I forgot, so here we are a year later. I'm finally gonna get one
oh,
because it's so delicious, so much better than, like, the Keurig, so
yeah,
gonna do that. Yeah, I feel like the Black Friday sales start at, like, the start of November now, right? It's not really, like, the one day the way it used to be and people
yeah,
line up around the block. It's, like, Then they have Cyber Monday, but that's the whole month too. So I'm trying to stay offline. But every time I go in my email, I see like Skims is 30% off or this is 30% off. And I'm like, I could use that. So, but I haven't done any Christmas shopping, so I can't start with myself.
That's the problem is I always, like, shop for myself, and I don't do I don't do any, like, shopping. I do wanna get my nieces some Uggs, like, some matching Uggs.
Oh,
They
cute.
just sent me a text this morning saying that they're having a sale, but I feel like not really, so I'm gonna have to go take a pic. Saks Fifth Avenue is actually having their luxury designer sale, so if there's anybody out there that's into, like, luxury goods, they
Hmm.
are having some good sales, still expensive, but, like, it's like, "Oh, instead of $1,000, these shoes are 500, 600." Like, you know what I mean? Instead of this
Yeah.
bag being, like, the $4,000, it's $2,000, so if you're into,
What a
like,
deal.
what a deal.
No more shoes that hurt your feet, though. I feel like, did we show that picture on here? I think we
Yes,
did
we
of the,
did. Oh, and
yeah.
those shoes are on sale. Pissed.
Oh,
So pissed.
no.
They're on
That always
sale.
that always happens right after you buy something, then you see a deal. Because yeah, you know when you're, like, have a subscription to something and then you see them advertise, "No, Black Friday is 50% off," but I'm like, "I'm already over here paying the full price, so I should have just waited for Black Friday," but I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll end up buying some stuff. I try to avoid it, and then, yeah, they find you in your email, and you can't
Yeah,
avoid it, so
makeup actually has a good sale during Black Friday, so if you guys are makeup girlies, most makeup brands will have, like, a
Mhm.
25% off, 30% off if you go directly to their website, so not Ulta
Oh.
usually has a pretty good sale too, but, on each individual like, Fenty will have a
Mhm.
sale, whatever you wear, like
Yeah.
Tarte will have their sale, but you have to go, like, on their website, so if you're ma
I like
that's the kind of stuff I buy. I buy, like, makeup, my hair
yeah.
products for the year, like, because 'cause they'll have, like, good sales on them, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna use it anyways, right, you might as well stock up when it's a good deal, so that makes sense, but should we get into our tea? We had some Love is Blind France tea that we didn't get to, right?
Yeah, we did actually. Let me tell you guys. So I think the NDAs on Love is Blind France are over because Cynthia and Jonathan, if you guys remember, Cynthia was the one that was super tall, and Jonathan
Mhm.
asked her not to wear her heels and all of that. And they had kind of a tumultuous relationship. At first, we all thought he sucked, and then the tide
Mhm.
kind of turned, and we thought she sucked because she just seemed a little bit unreasonable and
Yeah.
argumentative. And then on the reunion, he revealed that he was dating another Pod Squad member who didn't really get any airtime, but they did show her at the reunion. I'm trying to refresh you guys' memory. They did show her at the reunion, and they announced that they are in a relationship and things are going well. Well,
Mhm.
she went to her Instagram and basically they broke up, and she emptied the
Uh-oh.
pot. Like, she emptied the pot on his ass. I need to find the messages because, of course, they were in French, and I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my goodness," everybody was sending them to me, but one of my followers was nice enough to, send them to me and translate them for me, so this
Oh,
is
that's good.
her. You guys remember? Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys her. For those of you guys who are listening, sorry, go to the video, but that's her. So this is her post, so you guys can see. And again, it's all in French, so we don't know what the hell that's saying. But basically, here's what she said. It's not just a breakup, it's an awakening. Mind you, the translation might be a little off and be
Right.
like, what the fuck? Who talks like that? Following my experience on Love is Blind France, I decided to end the relationship I began at the end of December 2024. It's the end of a story in which I experienced forms of psychological manipulation, feelings of fear, control, and loss of trust. I thought I had found someone kind, funny, and attentive. Today, with some distance, I realized that some things I believed were only illusions.
Mhm.
Behind the beautiful words, certain phrases and attitudes deeply marked me. You belittle me. You don't know what I'm capable of. Shut your effing mouth or I'll become mean. I'm going to destroy your reputation with the other contestants. You won't have any friends left. Don't be surprised if you get cheated on. Ooh, bitch.
Oh my god.
Bitch, I'll stop. Anyway, don't be surprised if you end up a single woman with no kids at 30. So these are clearly all things that he said to her.
Right.
You'll be a bad mother. I'll, ooh, bitch. mind you guys, I've not read this, so this is my first time reading this. You guys,
I like the
I'll
live reactions.
I'll fuck your whole family? First of all,
Well,
I'll
that
fuck
might be a bad translation.
that might be a bad
I'm
translation.
thinking maybe he maybe means to, like, fuck up your whole
Yeah,
family.
I'll fuck up your whole family, but if he means I'll fuck your whole family, that's also diabolical because bitch, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, you're not him. Okay, um, about women, all of them are bitches. You're a monster. You're the meanest one.
Wow.
I criticized Cynthia and another girl he met right after Cynthia to please you because I know you are jealous. Do you take me for your dog? I can't see the end of this, but hold on. Do you take me for your dog? You're getting on my fucking nerves. You need to see a psychiatrist. Okay.
So she didn't post any receipts, she just says this is what like, this is her
Yeah,
saying
this is
that
her interpretation of what happened. I think these are her like her examples of
mhm,
emotional and psychological, you know, abuse.
right.
Yeah. Um, don't be surprised if you get cheated on. Uh, yeah. Yeah. So basically, these aren't
Yeah.
simple arguments. These are phrases that destabilized me. I think that's a bizarre translation, but they isolate you, make you feel guilty, drain you mentally until you start doubting yourself. I didn't leave right away because each time he apologized, because after the crisis or the fights, he became sweet again, told me he would make an effort, that he loved me, that he would do
Mhm,
everything for us, and in those moments, you want to believe it. You tell yourself the version from the beginning will come back, and it's just a difficult phase linked to his vulnerabilities, but that's how you get trapped between promises and the guilt he places on you because of his struggles. You end up doubting your own feelings.
mm.
When I reacted to the hurtful words, the response was always the same. I didn't mean it. I don't really think that. That's just the way I talk. How can someone repeat such words without measuring their impact on the person they claim to love? Where did the so-called empathy go? Today, I understand that I confuse intensity with sincerity. What did I learn? Setting boundaries, listening to my warning signs, trusting what I feel. If you recognize yourself in this kind of relationship where you feel manipulated, isolated, and doubt your perception of things, talk about it, even if they made you believe you had no right to, often to isolate you even more. I also realized there were inconsistencies, a gap between his promises and reality, what he called his only lie, telling me he had been in X amount of relationships. In reality, it was around XXX really bothered me. It wasn't about the numbers, it was about the honesty. So she bleeped out like the actual numbers, I guess.
Mhm.
To me, it especially showed a compulsive relationship to seduction, a constant need to please and be validated. What seems paradoxical to me was that he criticized dating apps as being too superficial and said the other participants were opportunistic and not ready for real love. Yet some of his behavior gave me the impression that he was reflecting the same dynamics he criticized in others. So that's what she said.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's awful. I'm not that surprised because I feel like he sort of displayed a little bit of that, but we saw just the way he reacted to this whole shoe thing, like, it came across as very controlling, and he had a lot of, like, anger, I feel like I could see, like, hiding because of the camera, so it sounds
Yeah,
like
I think that Cynthia had also, like, released a video shortly after, but she didn't say much, like, honestly, she said a bunch of nothing, just, like,
yeah,
you know, basically, like, this is what she was trying to say, and I don't know,
yeah,
like, I think some people saw those behaviors exhibited in him,
mhm, yeah,
and some people aren't surprised and some people are. I mean, I think we saw a little bit of it, but then they started showing more of like Cynthia being, you know,
yeah,
whatever, however you want to classify it, but people thought that the way she was speaking to him didn't match
mhm.
the way he was speaking to her, but again the camera was there, so he was obviously like putting up a front. But yeah, they broke up, they're no longer together, and apparently he's a raging piece of shit, so there's the tea on that.
No
don't think so.
surprise, Love is Blind man turns out to be terrible. We've heard this story many a many time, so and now we have Love is Blind Italy coming in a couple days, so we are
Yeah.
gonna cover that one, and I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about with the men there, so
Yeah.
any other Love is Blind tea. Have you seen Jimmy and Chelsea making TikToks together
I have
from
not,
season
but
6?
so many people have sent me Jimmy's new hair transformation. They love it. We know that Jimmy's gonna be on the new Perfect Match.
Yep.
Good for him. You like it.
So
I mean, good for you. Glad you got that hairline back. It's not he's not my type, but
no, little not even with the new buff bod and
no, not even a little bit.
apparently him and Chelsea live in the same building in Miami now. So that's why they're making TikToks together and, trying to get the attention. I don't think they like have anything. They're not actually like dating or anything. I am interested to see who he ends up with on Perfect Match. Like, do you remember the cast and who do you think would go for him?
I know I would have to look at the cast list
This
again.
is for the people watching, this is Jimmy's transformation. The girls I feel like are very hot. They're like the too hot to handle girls as usual, and then the men are the men. So there's Jimmy.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you were curious, that's his big transformation. He got a little hair, got a little muscles. I don't know. Still looks like Jimmy to us, but the new and improved Jimmy. So I don't know why. I just feel like they don't have a lot of Love is Blind people on this Perfect Match, and they're usually the ones that they center the story around. So I
Yeah.
feel like he'll have a big part in it, but who knows? So
Yeah.
we'll give you guys the tea as that comes out. But we heard it's going to be sooner, like sooner than Love is Blind. So maybe like early spring, late
Yeah.
winter, hopefully. That'll
Yeah.
be fun to cover.
Yeah. Yeah. That will be
Um,
to cover. There's more. So since we talked to you guys yesterday, there's obviously more Secret Lives of Mormon
yeah.
Wives. Demi, and Jesse have been going back and forth on the internet, which we figured they would. So Demi ended up admitting to this whole
Yeah.
Fruity Pebbles. She released a statement
Mhm.
admitting that, she told Jesse this in confidence, and she tried
Mhm.
to flip it and say, oh, it's a true test to her character that she's bringing this up and going off script, like to, avoid her own affair or whatever. But she says that it did happen and it was one time.
One time.
Yeah.
So somebody shared an old TikTok that they made where Brett was like tasting the cereals in the cups. Did you see that?
I seen a TikTok of all of the men like eating.
Yeah, that one I think they made yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And so yeah, that one the men were poking fun because Jordan had the cocoa pebble, so we know what that would be referring to. So, but this was an older one where they were having Brett taste it and you had to like pick which one had something in it and then like he picked the right one and Demi like jumped in his arms and I think that was when we didn't know what Fruity Pebbles meant and people were like insinuating that she had peed in one of them. So, it was probably just a joke though. I don't think they would actually do that on camera, but at this point nothing surprises me with these girls. So,
Yeah, and then somebody had said that she dressed up as Fruity Pebbles, but she wasn't Fruity
mhm.
Pebbles, she was actually Fruit Loops. But
Oh,
in season 2, when they had that Halloween party, she
yeah.
was a bowl of cereal. But I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know
been
if
a
that was supposed to be like, Fruity Pebbles, but it was Fruit Loops. It was the wrong fucking cereal. But I think maybe it was like, she was alluding to that, which is so crazy because
yeah.
I would have taken that to my grave. I would have never admitted that because,
Mhm.
what, unless Jetsy has it in writing of her saying like, yeah, like Fruity Pebbles is him drinking my piss. I would have quite literally been like, she's a fucking liar. Like, you lie about everything else. You didn't lie about this. I'd have been like,
Right?
Pebbles is not this. It's actually
No.
this, and I would have just made some shit up. Like, we sniff Fruity Pebbles off each other's butt cracks. Like, I just would never have said I would have never said it was what I would have
Right?
never admitted to this. Like, you couldn't have waterboarded this out of me.
No. I feel like eating Fruity Pebbles off of her would have been way better of an explanation. I feel like
Mhm,
that's a little more sanitary.
mhm.
Food people get into food and sex, it's a thing. I don't think we had to hear the actual details. They could have
Yeah,
made up
you
something.
could
So,
have
not
done.
that we're kink shaming, that's good for him, but we do worry about the health of people doing that. I just feel like that you could get really sick doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe just kinks are good, kinks are fun, but not health hazards. But I guess that there's worse, right? There's
There's
worse things.
always worse, but, not my pig, not my farm, not my cup of tea, notice no oh, wait, let me watch my
So
laugh.
good.
Somebody
What?
somebody commented, like, "Oh my god," like, "Ricky just cackles so loud on the podcast. On her video,
No.
she doesn't cackle. It's so annoying." And I said, "Well, yeah, bitch. On my videos, I'm talking to myself. I'm not interacting with somebody where we laugh. That would be quite odd if I'm sitting there, like,
Yeah.
laughing to myself, but
Yeah.
whatever."
Oh my god, don't listen. That's one hater. Just
I know. I
ignore
mean,
them.
I
If
know, but sometimes,
no.
they're loud, but I don't care. I don't give a
No, ignore them. We love your laugh. That's what makes it funny. I like listening to like
That was just for you, user 13772.
exactly. I like that. I'm like when someone says something, just go harder at them. Like when we covered Married at First Sight, and I think somebody in our comments was saying that Pat was like abusive and we weren't taking it seriously enough. And I'm like, I mean, these people get married to strangers. They get divorced the second the camera drops. We take it seriously, but we have to be a little bit lighthearted. We're not psychologists, we're not therapists, we're not here to call people diagnosis. So this will be lighthearted. Obviously, there is serious subjects sometimes, which we take as serious as we can. But I don't think you guys are here to listen to us be serious all the time. You want the laughter and the fun, so we got to
Yeah.
do a little bit of both. So
Yeah, you
ignore
can't
them.
please everyone, literally.
So
I've
true.
learned that. I've learned that being in this, you can't please everyone. You're not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone's gonna like you. Some people is gonna like
Cup of
you
pee.
cup of pee. No pun intended. You're not everyone's cup of pee. So whatever. I don't give a damn. No one.
Somebody commented on our video that you shared yesterday on the pod page and said, "That's not the T, that's the P," and that was so funny. I said, "That's the comment of the year." I forget
Yeah.
her name. Oh, Emily said it. So thank you, Emily, for making us laugh. Because yes, T has now become P thanks to Demi. So it's a
That's a bar, Ashley. That is a bar. Put her in the
I
next.
feel like she should run with it, right? Even though I don't think she's very liked at the moment, but she could definitely start a line of pee merch. Maybe some other people out there have the same fetish. I don't know.
There are, I mean,
Yeah.
I won't speak his name, but there are two people
Oh,
that
right.
I know like that. Two people who were one's in jail and one recently got out. So I don't know. Yeah. So,
I
um,
feel like that if you're a person that will drink urine, there's not a lot you won't do in life. So that's a
absolutely,
scary individual.
absolutely, you are down for it. You're about it. Okay, like so, I don't know.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
super crazy. But yeah,
Oh.
so they're going back and forth. Demi responded, said, basically said, yes, it's true, it happened one time. And then Jessie then responded with a
Mhm.
video, like almost like in her
A
stories.
lot. Mhm.
It was a lot in there. It basically said that, which in it she kind of admitted to being maybe that she is a fame whore. She was like, okay, like,
Mhm.
oh, so what? But like, you're worse. And basically said she was a terrible person. Um, she encouraged everybody to go back and watch season one. She said she's been a bully, but nobody really recognized it in season one. She was a bully to Whitney, but nobody noticed it because
Mhm.
nobody liked Whitney. She was like, go back and watch it with like a new set of eyes. She said that Brett and Demi, this is just who they are. They talk about people, they belittle people, they talk down to people. She said that they are, she did clarify that the Fruity Pebbles reference was because exactly what you said, that the P allegedly tastes like Fruity Pebbles.
Not
Disgust.
healthy.
Not healthy, not good. And she just kind of like shitted on Demi, basically said she sucks, she's a bad person, that she's eating all of this up, like she loves good attention,
Mhm.
bad attention. And she outright said that she's lying about Marciano. She was like, she was like, she's lying and she's tired of giving her a platform to act like a victim when there are actually really victims out there, that it's setting women back, that there's so much, I guess, evidence out there that this is not true, and that she's, basically just spiraling because you got caught. She was like, we both did the same thing. We both cheated on our husbands with Marciano. I don't fully believe that Jesse did that. I still think it's a storyline, but whatever. She was like, and look at how, I reacted. I, took accountability and faced my shit, like fell on the sword versus you.
Mhm.
You're crying, you're lying about being assaulted and like won't take accountability for it. And like, look, we both handled it
Yeah.
entirely different. And that's basically just like who she is. So she did
Mhm.
like a 4-part video. She said usually she stays out of the mess, but she's
Well,
not
she
gonna
said
talk about
that
it further.
yeah, and she said she will never film with Demi again, so we'll see if she sticks to that. I know they're in the middle of filming right now, so I don't know. If I could see Demi, she's been going hard against, like, production online, so I definitely could see her not returning, but
I could see her not returning. Honestly, I
mhm,
think that if they do have video footage of whatever transpired between her and Marciano and it comes out that she is lying about
mhm,
being, assaulted, like, that is very serious, and that's
mhm,
not something to play with or lie about. I know Marciano said that he's seeking legal action against her for the claims, and if she's lying about that, then there is no way that production or Hulu would be
no,
associated with somebody that would do that. But I think that she's been so problematic. I think she thought like she was untouchable because this next
mhm.
season was going to be all about her. And I think it's, karma
Yeah,
is
it's not.
getting her ass quick.
Yeah, and the, reunion comes out December 4th, so that's a week today, I guess next Thursday. She better show up for this one, but I bet she won't. It's even
You think
worse
she
this time
will?
around.
Yeah.
She
It's
never came to the last one, so I don't see
yeah,
her
the last
suddenly
one wasn't even that bad compared to this. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't see her showing up. I'm sure Marciano will be there with bells on, but I don't know if Demi will, so see what
Marciano's
happens, but
already there. He's waiting
yeah.
outside. He's
He's
already
sleeping there.
he's sleeping there. I do know that The Sun, I guess, released an article to yesterday about, like, bringing up some of Brett's old stuff, which
Oh,
like,
yeah.
about his, fight with his ex-wife who was a housewife that we told you guys about. So they published an article yesterday. I don't know if this is, like, brand new information or if people knew about this already, but they're
Mhm,
definitely, like, rehashing it, like, amidst all of this Demi and Jesse stuff that, Brett officers got called to the home. He broke her cell phone and cursed her out because he saw her texting another man, but they were separated at the time, living
mhm.
separately, and it was a little bit before she got divorced. But they got divorced in 2010, so I think it's kind of like crazy that
Old
they're
news.
bringing that up now to
Mhm.
say, "Oh, she made a report, but no charges or anything were filed, like, for him
Yeah.
breaking a cell phone." So
Yeah. Brett's ex-wife was Angie from the Salt Lake City Housewives, we mentioned that. Not Angie K that's on now, but there was another Angie on a couple seasons ago, the blonde one, and that was his ex-wife, and also his sister was married to Larry King. Do you know who Larry King is?
yeah.
Yeah, so his sister was married to him when he died, and she's in some big fight about the money, so he has a lot of drama, like, I see why he'd be good for reality TV, but I don't know why they have such a problem, like, with the quitting and the contract stuff, they can't get it together, and now I think they're not gonna be on the show, so they really screwed themselves, unless they don't wanna be on the show, but they're not
Doubtful.
giving, "I don't
Yeah,
want the spotlight." They're
yeah,
giving, "I
doubtful.
will do anything for the spotlight," so it's confusing.
100%, 100%.
I think he's been, like, a bad influence on her, whereas, like, because he was the one trying to convince her to hold out for more money and not sign the contract, and which can be good and helpful, but sometimes you end up listening to that person and screwing yourself out of a job, like with what happened with the Call Her Daddy girls, so Sophia, that's what happened allegedly, like, her man told her, "Don't sign this, it's not a good deal," and now look at her, so I mean, she still has a podcast, but she's not
Oh, she
Call
does? I
Her
didn't know that.
Yes, Sophia with an F, it's called, but not I call her daddy, but who knows? I mean, things happen for a reason, right? And had they stayed together, maybe it wouldn't be what it is. But anyway, that's another topic for another day.
It
So
wouldn't be. That's absolutely right, right?
yeah.
Like, it happens for a reason, it absolutely wouldn't be, but I know she is shooting herself in the foot right now. Like, I
Yes.
know
So
she
don't
is.
worry, I'll never listen to my husband's advice. I got this myself. So
It's also better to have, right? Like, it's better to have, like, in Demi's case, it's better to have a job with some money than no job with no money because you're not bigger than the program. So if you think
no.
that you're gonna come in here and request more than Taylor Frankie Paul, who is the star of the show, it's almost like
Yeah.
sometimes you need to come back down to reality and have that person that's like, "Hey, babe, you're no Taylor Frankie Paul. Why don't you, you know, give it a couple seasons, see how the
Yeah.
audience receives you?" Like, she had one good season and
Yes.
she thought she was fucking Beyonce. Like, that's kind of wild. Like, girl, give it
Yeah.
some
That's
time.
That's definitely what happened. She was like the fan favorite season 1, and then her behavior after has just completely changed everything around where she could have kept going in that route. So, I also saw that Jordan and Jesse were on the Viall Files today. Brutal, hard watch. He is worse than I thought. He's not. I like now. I'm starting to wonder about all of this. Yesterday we were saying like we don't really buy this Marciano stuff. And someone actually in our question box was like, "Do you really think it's all fake?" I don't think it's all fake at all. I just think the Marciano storyline of the kissing and the hookups is a little fake. But you think what?
I came up with a theory because I've been thinking about it too. Because
Mhm,
yesterday you said, why would Jordan go along with this like fake
mhm,
storyline? Does it make him look good? This is my theory. This is what I think. I think that Jesse and Jordan in season 3 were going to have problems but the problems were going to be surrounded around him and the way he talks to her and the way he verbally abuses her and her wanting to leave the marriage. And he
mhm.
agreed to this whole Marciano shit because that takes some weight off of him, right? Like, at
Yeah,
least it makes it seem like my bad behavior sucks, but, like,
yeah,
she also did this, so, like, give me some sympathy for this. Like, that's
yes,
because otherwise it would have been the way he talks to her, the way he treats her, how he
mhm,
verbally abuses her, how he emotionally abuses her, like, that
yeah,
would have been the storyline, and he thought that this was, like, a cushion to, like, soften the blow a little bit.
mhm.
That's just my
Yeah,
opinion.
watching the way he talked about her on the Vows was horrible, and I can see, like, everything that they have said about their marriage is true. I mean, I think they fight. It's a two-way street, right? Like, she fights with him, but you can see he has so much resentment and contempt for her, which they always say that's the one thing in a marriage you can never get over. And you can tell he's very jealous and bitter about her success. He had to leave, like, his successful job to support her and all of this, and he's pissed about it, and I think he's short, which, you're
He's
just
giving
angry
short
for no
king.
reason.
That's
And, yeah,
just
he was
right.
like he said they started dad talk when this whole affair thing came out, so I think you're right. He was like, he's trying to make a thing for himself, so that's why he agreed to this whole storyline. But, yeah, there was when she did her own interview last week, she had said the reason she said to, Layla that they were separated was because that's what Jordan wanted her to say because it made him look less bad, but they weren't actually separated. Now today on the Vow Pals, they're like, literally arguing right there, like, he's like, "I didn't say that, like, you were just trying to make yourself look better," and she's like, "Yeah, you did." Like, there was multiple times in the interview where you could tell they hadn't talked about the story first, and she had said something, and he called her out for lying, so that's another red flag of, like, some of this isn't true because they weren't on the same page about a lot. And
Okay.
you could tell she had come up with stuff on the fly in her interview and that she didn't run it by him, and so he was, like, confused.
So they weren't separated when she cheated.
No,
Okay. That's what he
no.
said. Okay.
They originally said that to make it look better, and she says that was his idea. Today, he said, "No, like, I said it offhandedly one time, but, like, that wasn't the plan by any means," and so there was a point where he was telling Nick, like, "When I asked for her dad's hand in marriage," and you don't know where the story's going, right? He starts and he's like, "Yeah, and her dad said, 'She's your problem now,' and it's like, he's throwing that in there just to be like he's trying to take her down a notch the whole interview, right? Like, oh,
Mm.
or even her dad thinks she's a problem, and so it just didn't give people that are gonna make it or be together. So, and oh my gosh, there was parts where he was like, so he had a child at 18, got married. What That's very normal for their culture, as we said yesterday.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
that's not a big deal. And he is trying to use that as trauma. And so he said his first divorce, he's calling it a feminine wound. So you can tell he's someone who's taking therapy speak and like weaponizing it. So he's like, "That's my feminine wound that my wife, like, chose the religion over me because she wanted to be super strict Mormon and he didn't." And so he's blaming the way he treats Jesse on this, which I know maybe I'm a little harsh or cold about this, is like, I don't like when people have something bad happen to them or go through stuff and use that as an excuse to treat people a certain way. If it makes your behavior or what that's why you are the way you are, that I can understand. But when they turn around and say, "That's why I treat my wife like shit because my other wife left me," I don't know. I don't like
Yeah,
that, but maybe some people are more understanding, but I
yeah,
just don't think that's the kind of trauma that excuses treating your wife terribly because you got a divorce before. Like,
yeah,
it's not adding up. So
yeah.
he
If
didn't
you
come
want to,
across
you
good.
can find an excuse for all of your actions, right? Like,
Mhm.
so,
He would
okay,
have been better off not doing this interview because it definitely made him look way worse. So,
okay. Did you watch his one of him by himself? Was it,
yeah.
like, a little better?
No, and Nick was hard on him, like, going for him, which was good to see. Definitely like, why are you what in your life would excuse treating a woman this way? Something that was kind of funny, and I do feel like some of the cast is not a fan of Nick's because of how he was at the last reunion. He said he was talking about Jesse cheating on him, and he was kind of like, "I don't know if you've ever been in this position," and, like, everyone knows that allegedly Natalie cheated on Nick when they got engaged. It's a whole thing they refused to address, right?
Right.
So I noticed that he was because Nick was coming hard at him, and I noticed he kinda threw that in there to be like, "I know your shit too, like, I know you have been in this position and you did forgive your wife," and so that's a whole thing. I mean, we could
So
go into that another day, but
Julian said that to Nick, like, "I don't know
yeah.
if you've ever been in this
Yeah, he's
position."
like, "I don't know if you've ever been in this position, but," and then, like, explaining, like, how he felt, and it's like, of course, Nick didn't acknowledge it, but all the listeners that know this whole lore were, I'm sure, laughing like me, just kinda like, he has been in your position, and maybe if Nick what that's like, these people are being very vulnerable, right? And if Nick and Natalie wanted, I'm sure they would get a lot of appreciation for sharing that story because I think that's probably something a lot of people relate to, like to cheating and forgiving and making it work after, right? But they always refuse to address it because I don't
He
know why. But
he
so it would have been a good moment for Nick to draw on his experience and be like, "Yes, I have been there, and this is how we got over it." So, but no, he just breezed past it. So
Well, I mean, it's good to hear that Nick held him accountable a
yeah,
little bit
hmm
because that's not something we see, Nick do with his guests. He's always
no,
like,
you could tell he was fully team Jesse. So that helped, I think, because he couldn't be on both their side in the same interview. He would look like an idiot. So he definitely was team Jesse and against Jordan.
yeah, it's kind of crazy because I think the way that Jordan handled this was really bad. Like, I think he could have evoked some sympathy from the audience had he taken a softer approach, but he's being such a dick about it and being so entitled. Like, everybody feel bad for
hmm
me because I'm the one that got cheated on, so I can treat her like shit. It's like, it would
hmm
have been different hearing Jesse tell the girls that he treats her like this versus literally seeing it with our own eyes. Like,
Yeah.
seeing it with our own eyes, it's almost like nobody gives a fuck that she had an affair,
No, and he
you
said
know?
at one point, he's like, because they recorded this before the show aired, so this was before he knows what people are gonna think, and he's like, when it comes out, some people are gonna hate me, but like a lot of people are gonna hate her and be against her, and I'm like, I don't think so. So
Literally nobody does. It's like
no,
and what's so crazy is like I really fully understood like him being so upset and like him being mad and like you going
hmm
to dinner with Marciano is like crazy. You know what I
yeah,
mean? If it was a girl who did that, like we said, like it would be a very different approach, but his reaction makes it like, whoa, like
yeah,
wait, what the hell? Like, yeah, like there's a way to be upset about something and communicate that, but you don't
no,
belittle somebody, like, with a camera here, which means I think you're going easy because the camera's here, so just
yes.
imagine if it wasn't, you know?
Yeah, there was one part that showed their dynamic, I think, really well because he was like, "Oh, I talked about," because I guess he had the part with Nick alone, and I don't know what Natalie and Jesse were doing, but not watching. And so he said, like, "Oh, I mentioned this when I was with Nick. You should have listened to it." And she's like, "Oh, sorry." And like you could see that's their dynamic. Like he's always berating and getting mad and telling her what she's doing wrong, and she's like apologizing. So,
Yeah, and like you said, it's a scary place to be when your partner is just, like, not happy for you and jealous and envious of, like, what you have going on, like,
mhm.
that's something you can't come back from, and that's something
No,
that, she has to see and recognize, like, first of all, I'm sure you didn't have to quit your job, I'm sure
no.
you could have found a way to do both,
Hmm.
but yeah, that resentment and, like, having that, like, envy toward your partner instead of looking at it like, "This is a partnership, we're doing this together, this is for both of us."
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he did mention how, like, he didn't want to stay home with the kids and he didn't want that role. So that, of course, if you it's already rare for a man to take that role, and if he's not wanting that role, like, you can't really force that, right? It has caused a ton of resentment, so I don't understand why they didn't both just keep their jobs and get, like, a nanny or 2. They obviously have the money. Like, I think having your passion and your self-confidence is worth it, and it is a sacrifice. Of course, it's better, or, like, some people might prefer to have one of the parents there all the time, but it's not the reality for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
I don't see why just because she was so busy, he had to quit his job. But that's something that he needed to say. He could have said, "We'll hire people so we can both keep our passion." So I don't know. He's using that as an excuse too, where he could have just said, "I'm not going to do that. I don't want to stay home. So either we're having a nanny or you stay home." You didn't
Right,
have to
right.
fold on that. So
Absolutely. I agree.
but yeah, it was definitely eye-opening, and like I said, it made her look good and him look bad, so I don't know that it was a good choice for him, but he did keep mentioning the whole thing with her last name. That is, what we said for a fame thing. Like, he was like, "It's too hard to pronounce. It's not great timing, like, we're going through marital troubles," and she changes her name back to her maiden name, but it's for business purposes, and he said, "You'll see that." So that's obviously gonna be a topic on season 4, so
Okay.
yeah.
Alright. Well, they're definitely centering this around Jessie now, which, okay, she's likable. I think she's likable. I think she's sweet, but
Mhm.
I need to watch the
Yeah.
rest of the season to properly
Yeah,
find.
I definitely think that the marital issues are true. Like we weren't trying to say the whole show is fake. Like I said, I still am really interested to watch it, and even though I feel like the Marciano of it all
I think
is
the
kind of
Marciano
fake.
of it all is fake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I do think a lot of it is true. But then again, like we said, apparently allegedly Jessie did cheat on her first husband, so maybe she did hook up with Marciano. Maybe she did it knowing like this would be a good story and she still did it too. Like it's two things are true at once. Like
Yeah, I know
it
it's
was for the story, but it really happened.
yeah, I don't think it's real at all.
No.
And that I do think the issue it's just too coincidental. Like, first it was Demi
Mhm.
hooking up with him, and then all of a sudden it's like, shock, it's Jesse." Like,
Yeah.
"What? What the fuck?" Like, Jesse and Marciano wasn't even a thing. It was like Demi.
Mhm.
They had to
Like,
pivot. It's cool.
but the interesting thing is that Vanderpump Villa and all this stuff that went down with Demi and Marciano happened before the first season aired. So they didn't know they were stars yet. So I don't know that that was for a storyline. Like this was before season 1 aired.
Demi and Marciano?
Yeah, at the villa, that was all before the season aired. So I do think
I
there.
believe that's real. I never
Yeah,
said that and that's what I think. I think that that proves my point even further is that this thing with Demi and Marciano actually happened,
yeah,
and it was going to be a huge point for season 3, but Demi was such a pain in the ass that they had to pivot to something else, so they made it Jesse.
yeah,
They just picked somebody else for it to be about somebody that it would be shocking, somebody that's married, somebody that's, you know? So they picked Jessie. They're not gonna pick
mhm.
Layla, she's single, It's not gonna
Yeah,
have
and when
effect, you know?
around the time that they're saying that this happened was when Jesse came to LA to do Sheena's podcast, and I remember around that time, I have a bunch of photos saved, like, they kept, showing Sheena was, like, hanging out with Marciano all the time for those few weeks, and they were trying to make it believable, right? Like, Sheena and Marciano are very close. Jesse did Sheena's podcast, and they all hung out together, but, like, we haven't seen Sheena and Marciano together since, so
Yeah,
I
the
don't know. It
Luciano
was
of it all is a storyline, and they ingrained that into the season to soften the blow of Jesse being a complete piece of shit. I mean, Jordan, sorry.
No, okay. I was like, what?
Jordan being a complete
Jordan.
piece of shit. Yeah.
Yes, I
So,
agree.
so yeah, that's just what I think. But
I totally agree with you. But
yeah.
any other tea before we get into our fun questions?
No, that's it. Yeah.
This is so fun. I'm so glad we have time to do something fun like this because it feels like things have been crazy lately. And then next week is crazy too. We got Vanderpump Rules starting, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, The Secret Life of Mormon Wives reunion, and Love is Blind Italy. That's all next week. So we're going to be busy.
We gonna be busy.
Okay. First question. Can we have an update on Ricky dating?
I mean, you can. There is no update. Like, I have nothing for you guys. Like, I was telling Ashley, I signed up for Raya last January, never got accepted, never nothing, never heard back from them, still on a waiting list. I'm actually going to check right now. Still on a waiting list. And I think I just haven't been prioritizing dating. I
Mhm.
had me a little heartbreak earlier this year that Ashley's aware about, but nobody else
It's a
is.
secret,
Um,
secret man.
secret love affair. Yeah, my application is sorry. My application is on hold. So it's a wait list. Your application is currently on our wait list. I was trying to get
Rude.
in there, maybe have some quality men, but I'm just not focusing on dating. I'm prioritizing everything else.
Me.
Ashley, my brand, work, my family. It really seems like I don't even have time for anyone else, to be honest. So,
So you
but
don't
maybe
have a secret man.
maybe in 2026, maybe in 2026,
Yes.
we will prioritize dating because I do like my dating story times and it is fun. But and I don't want to be single forever. Like I do want to get married. So I know that in order to get married, I have to actually date. So if you guys have good contenders for me, send them my way. No baby
Yeah.
mamas, please. No secret marriages, no secret girlfriends, like none of that.
Tyler's probably single.
No, bitch, I'd rather die. Oh my
Yo,
lord. And I just said no baby daddies, no bums, okay? Like
yeah.
absolutely not.
We should start like a fun little series, like go on a date with Ricky. That would be exciting. It could be a little
Send me
side.
doing dates with strangers. That sounds like a recipe for
We'll
murder.
vet them here. They can come on the podcast and we'll talk to them. Maybe we'll do
Yeah,
some
we could
interviews
do
with
like a
some,
virtual date. Yeah, like
yeah,
and you could be our mediator.
like a pop the balloon, but online or something.
Yeah, that actually would be a fun series to like have do a little online video date. That would
Yeah.
be funny.
Or we could get you on one of these shows. I mean,
No, I don't
Temptation
know. I
Island.
don't wanna be in the shows. I just want to,
No.
like, host the shows. I think that's my lane and not to actually be on them. Yeah, I don't that's
Yeah.
not my jam.
Okay, someone asked if I would ever move from Canada to LA. So, I mean, sometimes I wish I started this a lot earlier in life because it would have been a lot easier to do that. And I definitely would have if I started this in like my 20s. But now I'm pretty like established here. My husband is a lawyer, he's a partner at his firm, so he can't just like up and leave. So I'd have to make enough money to cover that because we're not quite there yet. So not really close to that yet. Maybe
One
one
day,
day, but
one day. We always say once she's making more than her husband, then she's gonna be the breadwinner and they're
we
gonna
got a long way to go. So
we gotta talk later. But we're on our way. That's the
we're
most important part.
we are making waves, so we're getting there. But yeah, plus my kids are in school here, which I love. Like, not to get into any politics, but Canada's pretty safe. Not to
You
say we
think
don't
our
have our
education system sucks? You could just
no,
say it.
no, not that at all. But it is a little. I
Yeah.
don't know what the actual statistics are, but I feel like it's safer here. But then again, you never know. Plus, my kids get themselves into trouble anywhere. So, but my oldest is 10. So I'm like, okay, by the time they both leave the house, it's like 15 years from now. We might be a little old to do this, but we keep going. So, but yeah, I don't know. my husband was in school for a long time. I was in school. It took us a long time to like finally get established, a
Mhm.
long time. So if you're not there yet, just like keep working because we had a lot of very broke years. Like we just finally got into our life. Like we bought this house in this good neighborhood this year. So I sometimes post pictures of our house. I don't know people that follow me think doing this bought the house, but it did not. So it's like it was a lot of hard work and a lot of years of saving. So sadly, we're not doing that good to be buying houses yet. But
Yeah.
yeah, that didn't come from this page. So yeah, we're in this good neighborhood, making lots of friends. We're right by the school, so it would be hard to leave all that, but I love doing this. And so we do have a little studio in LA that we can use. So another question was, would we ever do one in person? We do have a studio we can use. So we do have plans to do that soon. We had to go to BravoCon, so I haven't been to LA for a bit, but January, we're hoping maybe to get in the studio. It would be fun to do like interviews there because it's really not that hard for me to get to LA from Vancouver. It's like 2-hour flight. It's really cheap. So I go as much as I can. So if we did our big interviews in studio, I think that'd be fun. But I'm a podcast like listener. I don't watch. So for me, if the people are spending money on studios and like all that, it doesn't like I just hear it. So they could literally just be in their pajamas and I don't really care. So it would be fun to be together, especially for big interviews. But I love that we can just hop on here whenever we want.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I
it's
think
fun.
I think if we lived in the same city and we were going into studio, we could only do it once a week. It would be a
Yeah.
lot harder to stay up on the tea. So I think doing it like this definitely helps our tea spilling. So
Yeah, for sure.
'cause it's
It's
easier.
it's quicker. It's quicker and
Yeah.
it's easier. But if we were definitely, I think if we were in the same state, we would link up at least, ever so often
Yeah.
to do in studio ones because we do have a studio available to us through
hmm
Cloud 10. So that's always cool. So
Yeah. So I feel like easier than moving there would be just coming there like once a month and doing one in studio. So
right.
that's probably more likely. But I don't want to hold Ricky back. So she's already living in LA. She's in the big city. So you go in the studio and I'll just zoom in. I'll be in the side.
No, no. We're
Yeah.
good.
Plus, we don't, I like our little zooms. I don't know. I've gotten comfortable with this. I haven't
Same,
done a
for sure.
studio. So we'll
For sure.
see. We'll try it out in January. So stay
Yeah,
tuned
we'll try
for
it
that.
out.
It's our
Stay tuned.
our 1 year anniversary, January 24.
That's
So
crazy.
we're going to try to get lots done before then, like a new logo, a photo shoot, go in the studio. It's like a month away, but we're going to try. So
Yeah, that's
2
crazy.
months.
One year, that's crazy. Okay. All right. We got
Or
this.
you could move to Canada. I mean,
Probably
cheaper
not.
here.
Yeah, no.
No,
Yeah, my whole family's here. My nieces are
true.
here. Like
Yeah, that'd be
I'm
hard.
stuck. I'm not
But will
stuck.
you
I'm here.
Oh my gosh, you should come visit because Ricky was telling me in LA they don't even drive in the rain. Like she doesn't like rain. And I'm like, you gotta come here in dead of winter when we're covered in snow and the roads are terrifying. I'll take you snowboarding.
Nope.
We'll do a whole winter theme.
Nope. I don't like it. I don't like cold.
You just gotta try it just one
I don't
time.
like it.
So
Nope. I didn't even like Big Bear. Like
oh, did you go there?
I'm going to Big Bear, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So you've seen snow.
Snow. Yeah. Yeah, I've
Oh,
seen snow.
okay.
I thought it would be fun to like snowboard and do all the things, and I was out there freezing my tail off and was like, went and got some cocoa and sat down and watched everybody while I sat by a fire pit.
That's what I do too. I like the hot tubs and the environment, but I don't like the actual snow sports. I'm not
Yeah.
coordinated enough for that. So there's actually a Christmas movie coming out on Netflix this week that was filmed here in my little town, and we have a mountain, and they did it all there. So I forget what it's called, but it's about a girl that like gets a job as the Santa at the ski resort to like get lessons for her kid.
Okay.
But I'm going there this weekend, so I'll
Oh,
see if I
that's
can
gonna be fun.
yeah, I'll check out all the spots. It has the guy that was on Glee in it, and then a girl from, like, something River, if you guys probably know what I'm talking about, but I don't know.
Mm-mm. I have no clue.
But you're not coming here is what you're telling me.
Not no,
Not in the winter.
hell no. Give me some sun.
We do get sun. Like, it's weird where I live, it's, like, technically considered a desert, but we get crazy snow in the winter, but then it'll be snowing in April, and then by June, sometimes we go up to 40 degrees Celsius, which I know you don't know what that is, and I don't know what it is in yours, but it's super hot. It goes from, like, one extreme to the other. Oh,
Oh,
okay, the movie's called My Secret Santa, so,
oh, okay.
yes, I'm sure I'll post about it because we don't get a lot going on here, so
That's
I
fun.
live a little bit out of Vancouver, like 3 hours from Vancouver, but I just say Vancouver because it's confusing, I know. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know, like, little towns around California either, so I get it, but
Yeah.
oh, right, we're doing questions. I'm just yapping away. I was like,
So
"Okay, what's next?"
like,
Um, okay, they wanted to know how we met, which I feel like we've explained before, so just do, like, a quick explanation.
yeah, we met through TikTok.
Yeah.
It's like
Covering
so
Love is Blind.
crazy to say. I remember the day that her account followed me. I was very new to TikTok. And I did, more talking videos and she did more clips and I don't even know the tea of it all, how it all started. I think my first big story was the SK Raven.
Mhm,
Ashley was getting tea and she would post her tea and some stories needed a voice behind it. So we started
mhm.
collaborating behind the scenes, sharing stories, sharing tea, and she was always like someone I really trusted and knew that she valued what she put out there, so I knew she wasn't, like, giving me no bullshit, so we started, like, collaborating behind the scenes, doing,
Yeah.
stories together, and then and we were always really good friends, so just talking all the time online, and then when the TikTok ban started looming. We had this idea of like a podcast. I had it on my vision board actually for 2025 to start a podcast. And she said she'd been wanting to
Mhm.
start a podcast. She didn't want to do it by herself. I didn't want to do it by myself. We literally put it together and filmed our first episode within like a week, I think, because the
Yeah.
ban was coming and we thought it was coming and we were like, we have to use our TikToks to promote it. Like it wasn't going to get banned in
Mhm,
Canada, but here we have to use like, the traffic that we have to promote it while it's still here.
mhm.
TikTok did not get banned, but it did birth our reality
Yeah.
here we are.
Right? Yeah, because in Canada, we don't get paid for TikTok and Instagram views, so I
Nope.
was always doing it just as a hobby on the side, and, like, I got invited to some cool things, so to me, that was worth it because 'cause I've always been, like, a pop culture, reality TV obsessed person, so it wasn't, like, work to me, it was just for
Right,
fun. So then
right.
if I got big information, I would just kind of give it to Ricky, or we would share stuff because I knew she could do a better job of getting the info out there. And it doesn't benefit me really to put it on my page like it did to gain followers, but not I couldn't like actually monetize off of it. So
Yeah.
I think the first one I put on my page was the Trevor having a girlfriend tea. And
Yeah.
then
I'll never forget that day because I was at
yeah.
the dentist. Remember, I
And
got a root canal and she was like, "Oh my god, I have something so explosive, but it'll make more sense if you like I think it made perfect sense with just the text that she posted, but she was
mhm.
like, she told me like the whole backstory and showed me everything. And she was like, you make a video and I'm going to post them at the same time. And like,
Yes.
we just
We
kind
did
of
it.
put it
We
together.
did
But
that a lot. I'd be like,
so much
I'm gonna
more.
post the receipt part and you talk and then we would post at the same time so
Exact
people could
same time.
get
And I was like, wait, I'm on my way home from the dentist. Give me like an hour. I took a bunch of pain meds. I was so loopy. I'll never forget that one because I was like, this would happen while I'm at the getting a root canal.
every time you have an appointment, some shit goes down. And I was at the hockey arena that has no service unless you're out in like the lobby. And so I was out in the lobby, and every time I go to that hockey arena, which is every week right now, multiple times because I have two kids in hockey, I always think of this story because,
Yeah.
yeah, his girlfriend DM'd me while I was at the arena, and we got the story up like right there. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's the love of the Love Is Blind tea, which is where we really started, and then
Yeah.
I can't believe still that I do this podcast because I didn't make videos of myself, and I was like, I could never do that. So Ricky's the only person I was like, I could do this with because I know she's very outgoing and she would be a good balance to me being a little more reserved and bring me out of my shell a little. So and now look at us like when
Okay.
I just did a voiceover for the Hey You BravoCon thing and it took me 5 seconds. I was just like blah blah blah. It's so easy. I remember doing it 2 years ago and being like, this is terrifying. My voice is gonna be on my page. And even the first, like, 3 months we did this podcast, I would wake up in the middle of the night like, "Oh my god, I can't believe, like, I'm on the internet, like, this is so bad." Like, I just was so uncomfortable with it, and I don't know, I didn't have a plan, like, when if you're ever thinking about doing this kinda thing or doing content, like, you just don't think about it, I know it just you just do it, and then you get more comfortable, and then you look back and you're like, "Oh, I've come so far." So
Yeah.
don't think, just do, that's my
Just
advice.
yeah, mine too, mine too. I think, people think that just for me, it was just so easy because I'm outgoing, but I would tell Ashley all the time, like, when I first started, like, I would scroll my comments for hours if I had a viral video, like, trying to delete every negative comment. So I say the same thing. I say, like, just do it and don't pay attention to the comments because when I first
Yeah.
started, I would spend hours if I had a viral video, like, just deleting stuff, like, trying to block anybody who said negative shit, like, I will still block a bitch, like, I'm so quick to block if I see it, but 9 times out of
Mhm.
10, I might not see it because I don't even try to read the negative comments anymore, and then,
Mhm.
you can't like I said, you can't please everyone, so not everyone's
No.
gonna like you, and you just have to be okay with that, and, now I don't care. Now it's just, like,
No.
rolls right off my back,
No,
but it
people
used to
will
bother me. I used to literally wake up with anxiety, like, wake up out of my sleep, like, "Oh my god, did somebody say something bad? Oh my god, did
oh,
somebody
no.
call me ugly? Oh my god, just bitch, I don't give a fuck. Call me ugly, okay?"
No. And you're obviously gorgeous, so that's why you cannot take what people say online too seriously. Because I remember when I went to the Dua Lipa concert, like, back in 2022, I had just started my TikTok, so I posted some videos, and some of the comments were like, "She's ugly, she's fat," and I'm like, "This is Dua Lipa, she looked freaking gorgeous." So that was the first time I realized that you cannot listen to the people on the internet, they're gonna say something about anybody. You could be the
Yeah,
most gorgeous, talented woman in the world, and
yeah,
it's more about opinions, right? Like, I feel like the only time we got a lot of hate was when we spoke up that we didn't like Huda. So it's not really about how you look or what you do. It's if someone's mad because you're saying something they don't like, and then they try to attack you for that,
yeah,
right? So which we see on these shows too, when people don't like someone and then they send these like nasty messages. It's like, okay, you didn't like their behavior. You don't have to attack everything about them. So,
yeah, yeah,
but yeah, I think we're getting used to it. Now it's been almost a year,
yeah,
so
literally,
I'm
I'm so used
just
to it. Yeah, give us
yeah.
a rating on on Apple if you're still here.
Yes. I know, I'm like, "What a quick little treat episode for you today," but we never are quick on here, but it's been, like, over an hour, but
I
yeah.
know, but I'm just saying, give us a rating on Apple to combat those mean ones. Yeah, so
Yes. Yeah, apparently the Apple ratings are very important, so if you could have time to give us a review, that would be so amazing, a Thanksgiving gift for us. So,
yes, because we are thankful for you.
yeah, and we're thankful for all of you guys and each other, so,
Yes,
um,
absolutely.
it says, "Who would you most wanna interview from Love Is Blind?"
Nobody? No, I'm just
I think
I think I would actually I really like Tiffany and Brett. They're my favorite. I don't
yeah.
know that it would be like a tea-filled episode. I think those are the 2 I would wanna interview just because I think they're great and I love them
Mhm.
as a couple and, but as far as, like, tea and, like, getting some information and, like, I would wanna interview Tyler. Like, I would want to
Yeah,
know what he had to say for himself. Like
I agree.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Tyler or Ashley, if they were gonna be honest, like, real
Yeah,
about what really went down and what they
yeah,
really knew and what
mhm,
yeah, that would be good. For
yeah,
love, I would love to do, like, Lauren and Cameron or any of the
yeah,
big couples, but
yeah.
yes, that would be not good
Not her
receipts or
to be
tea.
very peaceful, yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Also, like,
"Stay off Tyler."
Raven or SK too. I would like even though I feel like they both
Sure.
did a lot or she did a lot of interviews, I feel like there's still probably more we don't know, so
100%
but that's
SK for sure, I forgot about him. He
yeah.
disappeared after his scandal. He was like, "Bitch,
Yeah,
I'm
he
out of
did.
here. You guys know from my fucking life."
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
SK would
was
be a
not
good one.
having it.
Yeah, he'd be a good one.
Yeah, I feel like anyone that was involved in, like, a big scandal, if they're allowed to talk, right? Like, we did
They
try
should
to
be
reach
allowed
out
to talk now. They should be allowed to talk now. Them NDAs are expired, okay?
I wanna someone told me once that it's permanent, like, they can never speak out against the show. They have an NDA forever, which I don't know if that's enforceable, but that's why we still haven't seen people say, like, as much as we probably wanna know, you know?
Okay.
They still are kinda cute in the interviews, and I think some people have spoken out a bit, but I don't know if they're ever allowed to, like,
Mm,
fully
okay.
go into it, so
Okay.
someone asked how I was seeing Nick Viall at BravoCon. We went over that in our BravoCon, recap.
Recap.
It was
Yeah.
fine. I did see another podcast say that Nick had no lines to see him. We were not gonna be I mean, maybe there definitely were times without lines. We did see lines. We'll be
We saw
real. We're
small
not gonna be
lines. Yeah,
fake,
we
so
didn't
yeah.
see, like, super long lines.
Short lines.
We saw short. And there were times where we passed by and there was no line, but at the end of the day, like, he was there at BravoCon and people were lining up to take pictures with him, you know? So
Yeah.
it's what it is. We're not hating ass bitches, like, it is what it is. Sometimes he had no line,
Yeah.
sometimes he had a short line. He was still there taking pictures and we weren't, so yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I do think it was cringe. He was the only non-Bravo lab taking photos,
It was
but
cringe. Yeah, not
yeah.
it
I'm
wasn't the
like,
time
"Not
of
your spot."
piece, like, but hey, he was there.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it was a little cringe, and he was obviously being paid by a brand, so that's where I feel like everyone's like, "Oh, he was nice." Well, of course, he was being paid by a
He was
brand. You're not gonna be
he
an
was,
asshole when you're getting
yeah,
paid, so
yeah. He was work
oh,
Oh,
here's a big one.
okay.
Who was the couple at the Netflix party not looking happy? Y'all never revealed it, so I feel like we could reveal it now.
I fucking forgot. Was it Taylor Swift?
It was Taylor and Daniel, and
Yeah.
honestly, it might have absolutely nothing to do with their marriage. They could have been pissed at Netflix, they could have been pissed at someone else. We just saw them not like, he was storming around looking angry, but maybe he was hungry, maybe he couldn't find food. We don't know the context. I definitely thought they were great on the show, but I definitely do feel like a few of the couples are putting on a big front for the brand deals, and if I had to pick one, it would be them. I think
If I
they definitely aren't
had
as
to pick one, yeah.
them and Garrett and Taylor, just at the party, they just seemed
Garrett
not
and
the
Taylor.
yeah, they didn't have the vibes that, like, we saw Nicole and Benaya have and other couples that did seem very happy and in love, but again, it could be not related to the marriage at all, but we're like,
Or it could
you're
have
at
been
a
they were having a fight,
yeah,
you know?
it did seem like they were having a fight, but that doesn't mean like, marriages have fights, that doesn't mean
Yeah,
we're gonna see a divorce anytime
yeah,
soon, and I think, yeah, they came across with a really great edit, and I'm sure there's stuff that we didn't see or don't know, right? And
yeah.
that's where someone could give us some tea on what really went down, because I do remember, I think maybe Natalie from season 2 said a lot about people that got really good edits. They're gonna protect the married couples, right? And they're gonna protect the people that follow along with the rules, so I'm sure there's so much we don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
one day we can get the tea from someone. But yeah, they just definitely didn't seem happy at the party, but we don't know why. We don't have the tea on why, but that's
yeah,
who it was, Taylor
yeah.
and Daniel. So maybe they want to tell us what happened. We could just ask them. Be like,
Yeah,
"You seem miserable at the party. Like, what was it?
like,
Who
"What
were you
party?
mad
That
at?
was in
Was it your
the summer,
shoes?"
bitch, get over it."
I wonder if we'll get invited back again.
Probably not after they see this episode.
Right? I mean, I feel like we spilled some good tea, and that is always good. Like, what's the point of the party if you're not gonna have tea?
Yeah,
I
we'll get invited back for
we'll
sure.
try. We'll
We'll
try
try.
our best,
We'll
but
try for you guys, and we're gonna get even more tea this time. Ashley's gonna wear her glasses.
yes, and we're gonna bring our microphone and figure out how to use our microphone, which would be ideal. We could not figure that thing
Oh, yeah.
someone wants to know our thoughts on the Nick and Olandria cheating rumors. I don't know if they're referring to that picture where he was at a
No.
strip club, but
It was a brand thing, wasn't it? It came out that it was a brand thing.
yeah. So I don't know if
Yeah.
there's like real cheating
So,
rumors
I
or
don't
we would
I
need.
personally I personally don't, and you guys don't friggin' come at me for this. I love Nick and Olandria. I was Nick Olandria during Love Island. I don't entirely buy their relationship anymore. I do think it is for PR. I don't I mean,
Yeah.
I do think it's for press, and I don't think it's a real relationship. I think maybe it was for a little bit after Love Island, but I don't think that they're together anymore. In my honest opinion, I don't think that I think they're staying together for the collaborations and the brand deals
Mhm.
and the lore of it all. I don't think that they are actually a couple. I know you guys
Yeah, I
don't want
don't
to hear that, but that's just my
yeah, I don't know if I see like the Miguel and Leah love between them, right? But I don't think it's like it's not a scandal like Janae and Kenny. I think they're both
No.
equally not into each
Yes.
other.
They
They're like,
equally know what's going on. We're doing this for the money. We're doing this because this is what the fans want to see. And I think in due time, they're gonna
because
announce a amicable, cutesy PR statement breakup. That's what breakup.
they're not involved in the show, right? The Beyond the Villa. They weren't on the cast, so
No. Mm-mm.
hmm.
Yeah.
I guess we won't get to know exactly what happens, but we will see a bunch of randoms. So
Yeah.
we'll Maya and Brian are on it, right? Yeah.
Yes, and Maya apparently has a new man. She said that at BravoCon, so maybe
Hmm.
that will be part of it too.
Probably. What's your favorite reality show moment? I don't think I could pick one favorite.
Moment? A moment? I've actually
Hmm.
never even given that any thought.
No, I feel like I loved watching Love Island USA season 6 because I had watched all 5 and when nobody was watching it, when it was on like cable and nobody was into it. So it was really fun to see it blow up like that in real time and to be like, oh, everyone's into it. Because I used to post clips of it before that and no one would watch them and people just weren't feeling it. So that's not one little moment, but I think that season is like that moment in time of watching the
Mhm.
show just take off. And obviously like Scandival, I mean, I remember I was literally making a clip of there was a dinner scene. It was Ariana, Katie, and Raquel, and they were having a dinner scene. The episode had aired the night before. I can't remember. They said something weird. I was making a clip of it, post the clip, and then the news popped up on my phone. It was like 1 o'clock on a weekday, and it was like Tom cheated with Raquel, and everybody was like, "That can't be right. They got these headlines wrong. This is fake
Yeah.
tea." And
Mhm.
to watch that actually be real, and you could never write that again. Just the fact that the season was airing and we got to watch the season and wonder like watch for all these little clues and then that reunion and it was just I mean every story that those cast members posted we were sharing and like every move they made we were watching like it was
Yeah.
crazy.
I did not watch Vanderpump during Scandival. Scandival is what actually made me go back and watch every single season of Vanderpump. That's
Mhm,
how much of a nosy bitch I am. Like, I remember Aisha, 627,
mhm,
she sent it. We had a group chat. She sent it in the group chat, and me and Robert had no idea who she was talking about because we weren't Vanderpump watchers. And she was like, "Oh
mhm,
my god, this is like the scandal of the year!" Like, and I had no idea what they were talking about. So I went back and watched the entire season and like caught up and was like jaw on ground.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite reality TV moment, but there are moments that I'll never forget. Obviously, SK and Raven cheating scandal, that was my first big
Mhm,
story that I broke. I will obviously never, ever, there will never be another Tyler Francis. That was, I think, what really put me on the map for a lot of people. And the
mhm.
cutie scene with Zenab, that's
Yeah.
just one scene that sticks out to me, like how that was twisted, how that was portrayed. It was like so talked about, like, it was like, do you see a black and blue dress or do you see a white and gold dress? Like, everybody just had
Mhm.
their opinions on it. Um,
I totally wish we were doing this podcast then because I was team Zenib and you were team
I was
Cole. So
team
the
Cole.
fights we would have had, we would have like not fights, but
Not fights, but, like, yeah, I was like, "No, this girl," and then it's like, when you go back and watch the season again, I think those moments that where she was being naggy and insecure just, like, hop out even more,
yeah.
and you see how, she was like, it was so crazy because I think some people watched that cutie scene and was like, "Yeah, it's exactly what she said," and then some people
Yeah.
watched that cutie scene and was like, "What the fuck? Like, this girl is tripping, like, bitch,
Well, I was just like,
that's what you
no,
thought he was calling you? That's what he said that you thought he was calling you names or bad or whatever he said? I was like, "Oh,
I know, but
Lord."
I was also like, who the fuck gets their appetite spoiled by two cuties? That's why I was like, I can't be on Team Cole because what a stupid ass thing to say. But he just said a lot of stupid ass things. He
I
wasn't
mean, I
the
think it was
brightest, so
a stupid ass thing to say, but he also said it in a stupid ass way. "Don't
yeah, that
spoil
was
your
just him.
appetito," like, you know what I mean? Obviously, like, you're not my mom, don't tell me not to spoil my appetite, but she took that as him saying she needs to stop eating,
Yeah.
and that she was fat. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's not what he said, and that's not how he meant it, and then or or at a restaurant being like, "Oh, do you wanna get a or do you wanna try the salad?" Like, you t so I think I said that to you a million times in Vegas, like, "Do you wanna get a should we get a salad? Want a salad?" And it's like,
Yeah.
imagine you took that like, "Oh my god, Ricky's saying that I need to eat a salad because I'm big." Like, that's the kind of crazy that I was like, "Are we looking
Season
for one with
3, like, it is hard when you look at what we just had for season 9, and then you go back and think about season 3. We had Bartise and the Nancy, we had the Raven and the Bartise, we had the Cuties, we had the like,
Colleen and
that
Cole?" Yeah.
amount of yeah, like, that amount of things to talk about in content, and, like, what are we left with this season? A bunch of people who don't wanna be real because they don't wanna get hate, which I understand. That's why I'm like, they have to figure something out because we're not seeing any of that real shit anymore.
Yeah.
We're seeing fake. So
Yeah.
I don't know what they can do though, because they're gonna pay them more, then they're just gonna act. So we really can't solve the
I don't
problem.
know.
So
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where Love is Blind is going or with this new wave of fans or how to like recapture that essence that it had in the beginning. But yeah, they need to do
mm.
something. So
Okay, one last question. They want to know what did you do before this, which I think we have touched on a little bit, but you want to say or not
oh,
say?
I
Secret. She was a
worked.
stripper.
I wasn't sure. I only did. No, actually, I did go to college and get my degree in journalism, but after college, I started working for a home care company. So I did like kind of like human resources scheduling, care company, and we provided
Nice.
caregiving services for senior citizens, and we also like if they weren't able to go back home, we would place them in assisted livings, board and care. Divine Integrity, that's the name of the company. I worked there for a long time as as the office manager. So
Aw. So you got
yeah.
to hang out with so many cute senior citizens?
Actually, no, I
Oh.
didn't. So, like, years ago, before I went back to college, I used to be a social
hmm
worker assistant at a nursing home, and then I was an activity director at a nursing home. So my mom has always worked in nursing homes. So she started as
hmm
like a receptionist and like built her way up. So eventually started her own home care business, placement business. So it has worked with seniors her whole life, so I think I kinda just fell into that naturally. So I
hmm
was an activity director, then I had to deal with them on the daily, but being the office manager, I didn't really interact with the seniors. I was more so the staff and the
Right.
caregivers, and I would coordinate them with the
Mhm.
seniors. So sometimes I would stop by the homes, do an in-home check, and then I would meet the seniors and all of that, but that was no, I didn't interact with them on the daily,
Oh,
but that was the best part of the job was, like, talking to them and interacting with
yeah. Yeah, I remember my mom actually worked for this really fancy one in the town where I grew up in, and this was maybe like 10 years ago. So we went home to visit, and she took us there at Christmas to show it because it was a brand new facility
Mhm.
on the ocean. It was really nice. And so we were just getting a little tour, and they had like a cocktail hour and like dinner every night. And I'm like, this doesn't look so bad. Like, this looks like a fun way to like live out the rest of your
Fun
life.
way
And
to go.
yeah, the this older, like, lady and man got in the elevator, and he's like, "You gonna come over to my place?" And she's like, "Yeah," and they got off the elevator together. I'm like, "This is adorable," and they're living their best life. So, I know not all facilities are probably like the cocktail hour and stuff, but
Yeah.
nice to see, like, the social
Yeah, that
aspect
was
of
most
it,
likely
so
an assisted living. Like, an assisted living is, like they're, like, apartment style, and
yeah.
they're, like, apartment style, and those are for, like, very independent seniors
Yes.
that don't need a nurse with them 24/7. They kind of
Yeah.
just live their life and and they're basically just amongst a community of other
Mhm.
seniors. But then
Yeah.
you like, boarding cares are more like they need more care, they're not as independent, and then there's independent livings, which are for more independent ones, like, there's a whole
Mhm.
scope of them, and then the ones that need caregivers, they don't wanna go to these facilities, they wanna stay at home, so yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that
we
makes
handled
sense.
every scope
Huh.
for that.
So very different than what we're doing
Very
now.
different, but back to my route was always like I always wanted to get into entertainment news. That's why I went to school for journalism.
Mhm.
It's I always thought I would like work for E! News or Entertainment Tonight or something like that. I
Yeah.
always wanted to do entertainment news, and I think this is a form of entertainment news. I always wanted to do
Yeah, for
entertainment
sure.
hosting. So
Mhm.
to me, like, I always would say that my ultimate life goal was to host my own talk show, like Wendy Williams or like Andy Cohen,
That'd be
like on
awesome.
Open Live, and I think that still is like a really big like life and like
Mhm.
at some point in life
Yeah.
I would love to do that. I think that that's just like, and so now I feel like I'm in my lane. So even though it's
Mhm.
much different than what I'm doing now, I think that this is an area of entertainment news. I think that hosting a podcast is hosting a show, and
Yeah.
I think it's just on a trajectory upward. So I
Yeah.
definitely feel like I'm living in my calling now, which is a blessing. But what did you do
Yeah.
before this?
Well, mine is kind of long, but I'll give you the short version. But same thing, like I always had an interest in entertainment news. Like I grew up watching Entertainment Tonight every night. My mom always had People magazine lying around, so I always had this like knowledge of pop culture that's totally useless. And I try to bring out pop culture Trivial Pursuit with my friends, and they're all like, "This is stupid. We don't need this knowledge. None of us know this." But like, I know all the pop culture. But I never thought that I could do any type of a job related to it. Because when I went to so I was working as a legal secretary back where I lived, and I was with my husband, but we weren't married yet. He got into school where we live now. It's like this little town that's like 8 hours away. I've never been here before we moved here, and he was like, "I'm gonna go to school there for 4 years." I'm like, "I'll see you when you get back. I'm not going there." And he's like, "Well, we're not gonna stay together if you don't come with me." So then we got engaged, so then I came up here. So the good thing about this town though is it has its own university and it's easier to get into than the other two in our province. And
Mhm.
so I thought if I'm going to live here in this town with this university, I should go to school and get a degree. This is something that no one can take away from you. It's good to have. I thought it can't hurt, right? Because I wasn't getting paid as much at the job I got here that was similar to where I lived before. So I started in journalism too.
Mhm.
I did a year of that, and then I realized I'm never gonna be able to do the trashy entertainment news that I wanna do where I live. It's just not gonna happen. I even, like, dreamed about we went to New York for a visit, and I'm like, "I could just give my resume to, like, Us Weekly, and maybe they'd hire me, and I just have to move there." But I thought because this was way back in 2012, so I'm like, "There's no way you can do entertainment news from where I live." So I switched to political science as my
Mhm.
major out of journalism, graduated, got a job at the government here, did that for a little while. Then we had 2 kids. My husband's super busy job because he's a lawyer, and we have no family in town at all. And I had to leave for work really early to get there on time. And he was like, "Well, who's taking the kids to school? Because I'm
Mhm.
really busy. I'm out of town. I got a meeting." So I was like, "Okay, I'm going to stop working till both the kids are in school. Then I'll figure it out after that." And then I got a camera for Christmas in 2021, I think it was. Started a TikTok so I could put all my videos and photos on there so I don't have to annoy all the people I knew.
Mhm.
6 months later, I did a clip of the ultimatum just for fun, and the rest is history. And then I realized, oh, people on TikTok want, because I didn't know this was a thing on there,
Same.
like reality TV. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I put the clip, found all these people commenting, and I'm like, okay, no one in my life wants to talk about reality TV, but if I put a clip online, if these people want to talk about it. How cool. And I
Mhm.
discovered this whole community. And then 3 years later, boom, we were like, let's do the podcast. So that
3
was kind
years?
of a long story, but
Yeah, no. So, yeah, it makes sense, like, the backstory makes sense that it was always in us, and then we just needed to figure a way for it to come out. Like,
yeah.
definitely same with my socials, was never intended for reality TV, it was for dating story times. As we know, it's chaotic and hectic, and still a bitch is still single, but it led to this, so it's all
Yeah.
good.
That's the thing, right? I know there's so many like negative points to social media and people don't like it, but for me, I feel like it has just opened up the world and given an opportunity to do this job from anywhere. Where I normally it's just a small pool of people that live in these big cities that could do this, right? And now it just gives so much more opportunity to more people and
Yep. It
opens up the jobs. Yeah, like now you can do it from anywhere. So I just feel like it's given me that opportunity. And I never thought of it when I started the TikTok that this is where it was going. So the lesson to take from my life is it's never too late to like pivot.
Oh my
Pivot.
god, I read
You can
such a good, I think I screenshotted it. Did I? I hope I did. I had read such a powerful message about pivoting in
Mhm.
your like it was on somebody's story and I didn't screenshot it, but literally that was the message. Like if you're
Mhm.
in your 30s and you want or whatever phase you are in life, never feel like it's too late to pivot into something else. I was like there are people at 40 starting businesses, there's people at 38 leaving their job and like, going
Mhm.
into a new field. And that was and I literally read it just a few hours ago. So for you to say that's
Yeah.
like really crazy because yeah, exactly that. Like
Mhm.
I think I spent a lot of time in my life knowing I didn't want to work in healthcare or home care. This was not my calling. I didn't know I felt stuck for so long and I didn't know how to pivot. Like, and
Mhm.
social media became an outlet. Honestly, being completely transparent, did not start making money on social media until this year. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
wasn't like it was an instant, like, oh, I'm making money. I was just doing it to like build the community and talk about
Mhm.
something that I loved. And then it really did I
Yeah.
say, like, it found me, I didn't find it, like, it just
Yeah.
almost, like, created a lane for itself, so it is never too late to pivot and
Yeah.
go into something different, so
When I met my husband, I was 22, and his whole family is very education oriented. Like his brother's a doctor, one's an engineer. Like they're very university focused. And I came from like a blue collar family that nobody has a university degree. And he was like, you're 22, 23, just go to school now." And I was like, "It's too late." I said it's too late at 23. I'm like, "Why would I do that now? I don't have the years to do it." And I ended up doing it eventually at 28. I didn't get my degree until like it took like 6 or 7 years, but I got the degree, and since then, I have had a whole other career and then pivoted to this career. So basically, yeah, if you're thinking about
yeah,
doing something, but you're like, "I'm too old," or "It's too late," the time will go by anyways, so you might as well, like, not spend more time doing something that you don't love because you all those times where it was scary and I quit something and changed something was the best ideas I ever had, and, like, the
yeah,
scariest times lead to the best times, so it's worth it to pivot. Because I know people who've been doing the same thing their whole life, and I'm like, "You could have done this and this and this," and I know it's so scary to change, and some people
it's so
don't want
scary,
to, but
yeah,
you literally like and we're still have so many years ahead, right? You could pivot
yeah,
again, so just never feel stuck. There's always time, so
yeah, yeah,
that's
there's
our
always
Thanksgiving message of the day.
Thanksgiving inspirational speech, thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Thanks for coming to our tea spell slash life inspiration slash I don't know. We've been
Turkey
everywhere today.
tea,
So
tea turkey. Thank you
tea
guys
and turkey.
for just listening to us ramble. I told Ashley maybe we'll do more of these if you guys like us to just maybe, just have a catch up where you guys get to know us a little bit better on a personal level, not only talking about recaps and reality TV. Obviously, that's our jam. We're always going to do that. But if you guys are
Mhm.
interested in just hearing a little bit more about us, our story, our personal lives, what the hell's going on, we're always down to talk about that too because we love
Yeah.
you guys and we are thankful for you
Yes.
guys.
We
That
are.
is
We're
what we like
very
to
thankful. So go
say.
enjoy your turkey, or if it's just Thursday to you like me, go enjoy your day. And thank you for listening. We'll be back with all those shows we mentioned earlier and more. So see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.